This conference will now be recorded.
Hey, Paulo.
Hey, what's up, Dwayne?
Hey, man. What's up, man?
Awesome. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
I'm well. How are the twins?
Man, twins are getting big. It's 7 months now, man.
That's crazy. Time flies, huh?
Definitely flies by. They had to get their shots yesterday, so they're kind of grumpy today.
Gotcha. Eventually, they'll be training at the gym and dunking on heads. All right. So the purpose of this call is to kind of just get a refresher training on how to recruit, right? And guidance on interview process. So before I start, you've gone through several. What are some of the things that you've noticed? Some key takeaways, some challenges that you would like to address on this phone call, and some things that you're looking to determine primarily.
With me, it's just like you can't really, pretty much can't judge this. I guess just someone who's gonna be here, like looking for
Long
longevity.
term.
Yep, definitely.
Okay. Do you have any pointed questions to kind of determine that? What's kind of been your process to determine that?
Just seeing, what they're as far as what they're looking for is in a career. Are they looking to grow within a company? I definitely ask that question. Um,
Right.
I definitely see that one. That's kind of like my main one, just to see where they're at. Um,
Mhm. If
but I
I
def-
were to ask you that during the interview process, how would you have responded?
what if I'm trying to grow within a company?
Yeah, like what exactly, what words do you use? Like, oh, what's your career path or something like that? Is what you mentioned?
Okay, yeah, definitely. So I mean, my response to that is like my my goal.
What specifically is your question before you answer it?
That I am asking?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So my question is, do you see yourself growing within this company?
Do you think people are generally going to be truthful about that?
No, not at all.
Yeah. So you have to find a way to disguise it and get it out of them. The truth. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
Some ways to do that. Hey, like you start going through your softball questions and everything. And then eventually, once you've earned their trust and you build enough rapport with them, then you can start asking more poignant questions. And they'll be more truthful about it rather than try to tell you what you want to hear. Does that make sense?
It does. What would be like a good question?
So something along the lines of, okay, well, do you start asking them about any of their, do you have any projects outside of work are you working on?
Okay.
Right? And then they'll start going into more about their personal life, and you'll get more insight into what they're interested in, right?
Okay.
And then you can determine if what they're saying about their personal life is more or less aligned with what we like to do, what we are, right? If they're
Right.
into, certain projects that kind of are akin to what we do, then that's going to make more sense, right? And then, okay, that sounds fantastic, and always agree with them, right? That's terrific, right? Don't discourage them at all. Encourage them to be happy about their responses, because then they're just going to think that you're thinking of them positively, and they don't have to lie anymore.
Okay.
Right? So encourage that out of them, and then oh, that sounds fantastic. So with that, where do you see yourself a few months from now, a year from now, 3 years from now? And then they're going to be more truthful about their projections for their future.
Right.
Right?
Right.
But initially, you'll have to determine if, this is a good fit for them. And the first way to do that is just kind of giving them a description of what we do first. So let's go over kind of the outline I have for this call here, Dwayne.
Yes.
Okay, so during the interview, we're both sides, you and the person you're interviewing, you're asking questions and exchanging information to determine if there's a fit. That's the goal, right? Mm-hmm. So it's a chance for you and them to make a good impression and set the tone for the relationship moving forward, because they're going to view you in a certain way. So how you project yourself in the first impression is going to set a tone for how they incorporate themselves within your culture.
Okay.
So the following are some of the key factors. So understanding what they're looking for is going to help you kind of guide how you craft the interview process, right? So you've been interviewed before, right? So you're judging everything as the candidate, right? How the place looks, how the person that's interviewing me, if I get along with them, or the team members, if they look happy, or the customers, if they're satisfied. That's all going to be a determining factor of whether this is something I believe in and will stick around long term. So make sure you take care of all your shit first.
Okay.
Right? So they're just like members, right? You need to impress them as well. Right?
Definitely.
So what they're looking for is if the job, what they're going to be doing for a large percentage of their life is something that they enjoy doing. Okay. And does it align with the skill sets that they have, that they built through past experiences, right? Okay. And looking back at you love the fitness industry, right? I'm kind of speaking for you, but that's my assumption.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Yep.
And you enjoy basketball, you enjoy interacting with people, and this is kind of, something you enjoy going to work day in and day out and not being behind like just a corner desk,
Definitely.
So, if that's what they're looking for, then perfect. They're already a decent fit. The next is they're looking to see if the environment is a fit for them culturally and that they're willing to be a part of, right? I don't want to be a part of the Knicks because James Dolan is running that show and it's a shit show, right? But I'll enjoy playing with the Spurs or the Lakers because I know they have their shit together,
Mhm.
So get your club shit together. And then ultimately, if the compensation validates their buy-in, right? So
Okay.
you need to make that attractive. Hey, this is your earning potential here. And then what we're looking for is if they have the skill set to be an asset to the brand, if their goals are aligned with ours, and if their character is there, right? They're not, I think you let go of the last person you hired because of some type of infraction that he had with a member, correct?
Right. Yes.
So determine past experiences of how they dealt with customers, right?
Okay.
How they've dealt with challenging customers. Ask questions. Hey, what's kind of, I know you've had experience in the gym industry and you've dealt with many members. What are some of the challenges you face, or what's the most challenging member you've faced?
Okay.
And then they're going to start thinking about it and then giving you their information. If they are the complaining type and they start complaining without really providing solutions, that's not your person.
One second.
Right?
1 second, Paulo.
Yeah.
If you're safe, this is Dwayne. Hello?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So the moment they walk in, present the club as if you were presenting it to a member. So show them around, introduce them to people. What's that?
Oh, go ahead.
Can you hear me, Dwayne?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Introduce them to members, introduce them to people, because I use this information down the road to see if they memorized their names, if they were actually paying attention, or they were just going through the motions. Because as salespeople, we need to be people person.
Definitely.
Right? We need to be like politicians, go out there and shake hands and kiss babies. So if I introduce them to the staff members, blah, 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 and they have a brief conversation, later on at the end of the interview, I'll go to them, hey, do you remember that person's name? Do you remember that person's name? Right? And put them on the spot. Okay. And now it's the truth, right? They're going to tell me all their customer service experience and how they're people person, but this is going to be a test for them to see if they actually are. Right? So that's information for us, and information for them is that, this is a welcoming environment where you're setting the tone that we're people servers. We like to introduce ourselves. We like to have conversations. We like to make people feel at home.
Yep.
Make sense?
Yes, it does.
Then you get to the desk, and then the first thing you do, just like in a membership questionnaire, you frame the entire process, because everybody has a certain level of anxiety in the interview process. So to help relieve that and to get them to earn your trust a bit and build rapport, frame the conversation. So, hey, listen, Dwayne, thank you so much for coming in and for applying to the job. I'm excited to get to know you a bit better. So what we're going to do here, I'm just going to give you a brief introduction of our brand, what we're trying to do, our vision for the future, and our mission to our members, and make it sound enticing, right, when you do actually say that. And then after that, I'm going to give you a brief summary of what the job entails for you and other candidates, and the skills that are required to accomplish it. Then once I kind of give that brief explanation, we'll go through the questionnaire portion. So I'll ask you a few questions to get an understanding of your past experience and how whether that past experience and your skill set that you bring will contribute to what we're looking for. And then you can ask me a few questions. I'll open up the floor to you, so you can ask me a few questions that you may have about what we do here.
Hey, Paulo, I like this. Can I get this, please?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm recording it, so I'll send it over to you once I finish the recording.
Okay, thank you.
So all this is just relieving the anxiety
Definitely.
and then making this a relationship, right?
Okay.
Like
Right.
it's a dialogue. Like, I don't want to lecture you. I don't want to bore you, because then it's going to set the tone that that's how this job is. The job should be fun. It's a fun job, but it's up to the people to make it that way, right?
Right.
It's up to us to create a culture that gets people to hang around and stay and want to come in and put in the grind day in and day out. And it starts from the interview, right?
Right.
So in the brief introduction and our brand vision, you can use the job description that I shared with you as posts, right? So we're looking for an assistant general manager. We'll scroll down to that. Yeah, so who we are, we're a fast-growing basketball fitness focused fitness club. Her name is Danielle, right?
Yes, it is.
Danielle. Always reference their names. Always find ways to interject their names, because that makes it more personal, right? So Danielle, Pickup USA is a fast-growing basketball-focused fitness club. The franchise has been around for close to 9 years. We've been here in Chandler for close to 3-4 years.
Yep.
Right? So what we do is we offer our members a unique fitness experience where you see we have all our weight equipment, but our primary focus is basketball, right? With that, we offer two unique services: group workouts and officiated games. We also offer private training packages for those interested in taking their game to the next level. Did you have any questions about what we do here, Danielle? And always have feedback loops. So don't talk for more than 20 to 30 seconds without re-engaging them in the conversation.
Definitely. Okay.
Okay?
All
right. So that's who we are. What we're looking to fill is an assistant general manager. So, I'll be working directly with our new AGM to really provide a fantastic place for our members to enjoy, right? That's our goal, right? That's our mission here, is to provide a better place to play. Mm-hmm. With that, we have a good amount of operational brand standards in order to do that, to execute that. So we'll be working hand in hand together to make sure that gets accomplished. Once that gets accomplished, the goal is to monetize our value proposition to our members, right? And we do that by exhausting all prospecting and sales efforts. So it's great to see in your resume that you have a ton of experience here, so we can dive into more of that later. Did you have any questions about what we're looking to do here and the role that you're looking to fill?
Right. Okay. So engage them constantly. Okay.
Perfect. Always, yes. Always re-engage them. Did you have any questions, Danielle? And make it personal. Use their names.
Okay.
Right? So the primary responsibilities that we've detailed here is you're going to help recruit and hire team members that can help us accomplish those goals. You're here primarily in the morning, so it will provide you a great amount of prospecting time to reach out to our prospects and invite them in for a club tour and a club demo. And with that, we can reach our club revenue goals and your personal goals.
Got it.
And then once you've given a brief description of who we are and the skill sets and the kind of the job responsibilities, open up. Okay, so did you have any questions about that? Perfect. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just frame what you're going to do next. What I'm going to do is ask you a few questions just to get an understanding of your experience that, based on what you understand of what we do, would make you a good fit. And then just start with an open-ended question like that and just let them expand on it.
Okay.
And then dive deeper into behavioral questions, right? So, let's see here. What got you interested in applying for this position initially, and how'd you hear about right? Okay, so based off of what you understand of the role we're looking to fill and what we're trying to accomplish as a brand, what about your past experiences and skill sets that you've developed make you confident that you'll be an asset to what we do?
Okay.
And then just have them talk, right?
Definitely.
Okay, great. Now, knowing that for a basketball-focused fitness industry, if you can just kind of go into a little bit more detail of what your background is with basketball.
Okay.
What your background is with fitness.
Right.
Right? Perfect. Okay. Now, it's and then reference the resume. Sent it to me. I think I opened it.
Based off the resume, how do you feel, Paulo, just based off this?
I mean, the resume, it's great. It seems like she has pertinent experience to what we do, but the resume is the lowest in my priority of making a determination of who to hire.
Exactly.
I have to get them in the door and get a good feeling from them. Right? It's not so much about their past experience, because it's all well and good. They may have a different system over there, and then they're gonna fight you to try to implement that system over here. I don't want that shit. Right? So a key question to ask to do that, hey, what are some strong beliefs that you've had in the past that you changed your thinking about? And what was the reason for that change? Why do you think I asked that question?
Just to see what they're used to at their current or past employer. Try to see if they're gonna, be able to, be coachable and change compared to what we're.
Exactly. It doesn't even have to be about their past employer. It could be about a religious belief, or it could be something else, right? That means that they're thinking.
Right.
That they're not just like robots that are just stuck in one way. If you show them a better way, they're coachable enough to adapt to it.
Definitely.
Right? But you hide it. You're not saying, hey, are you coachable? Everyone's going to say fucking yes.
Right.
You got to disguise the question to make them be more truthful, and you'll get more insight and read between the lines.
Definitely.
Right? Another good question to ask, hey, it's showing here that you're currently working at EOS as the service manager. So tell me more about that role over there. And just open it up. Great. Okay, perfect. So what got you interested in applying to us, considering that you have that current role? Now you get to see why are they cheating on their current girlfriend?
Okay.
Right? Because if they're going to do that to them, guess what? They're probably going to do that to us.
Right. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Definitely does.
Great. Okay. Now, tell me what in your current role over there as the service manager at EOS Fitness, Danielle, tell me what a good day looks like to you. And conversely, tell me what a bad day looks like to you.
Okay.
What's a successful day and what's a negative day? Why do I ask that question?
Just to see how they're they're handling change as far as what they're used to, how say if they come into our current situation, could they be more motivated to continue to come to work versus
right. Or you can see if they're a fucking complainer. Right? Oh, and you can see if they don't work well with others, if they're complaining about their employer or they're complaining about other coworkers, right? Or are they solution driven, right? If they say, oh, this is a negative day, but you know what? We did this to get through that. Oh, perfect. That's who I want. I want someone that's solution driven rather than stuck in the mud and complaining about challenges. Everybody has fucking challenges. What the fuck are you going to do about it?
1 second, Paulo.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Paulo.
Another good question to ask is, hey, what's a recent team project that you've accomplished? What were some of the challenges there, and what are some of the things that you contributed, and things like that, right? So you ask this, or if she's played basketball before, even better, right? You can ask her, okay, when you were part of the team, what was, you can ask them a similar question, what did a good day at practice or in a game look like for you, and what did a bad day look like, right? So you can see if they're, gonna brag about themselves or only talk about themselves in a possessive way, or talk about, working together as a team. So rather than ask them, hey, are you a team player? Everyone's gonna fucking say yes.
Exactly.
You got to find a way to disguise it to get the truth out of them.
Got down.
Make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Another question to ask, hey, if I spoke to your current boss right now, who you're working with right now, what would they say about you?
Okay.
Right? They're going to assume you're going to run a reference check. And I highly encourage you to.
Okay.
Right? So you can confirm everything that they told you in the interview, and you can confirm everything here in this resume. So you can determine if they have integrity.
Nice. Okay.
Right?
Definitely.
And record this conversation. I'm sure you have an app on your phone where you can record it. So that way you don't have to memorize everything or write things down as you go along. You can always kind of just review it with Jay, and he can listen in on it and give you insight.
Okay.
Right? Another good question to ask is, if they played before or basketball, ask them, hey, who was your favorite coach and why? And what was your least favorite coach and why? And that's going to tell you how they like to be managed, how they like to be supervised.
Right. Okay.
And same thing with a boss. Oh, you can ask, hey, if they didn't play that, hey, who was your favorite boss and why? And who was your least favorite boss and why? And then another key insight that you can get are they complainers again? Or are they solution people? Are they going to give you more drama, or are they going to be more of an asset to your culture?
Definitely don't need a complainer here at all.
Exactly. We all know that brings everything down, right?
Definitely. Yes.
Because we all know, making phone calls and doing all that shit, but, it's tedious, right? You're going to get a ton of rejection. You're going to get, it's very repetitive, right? So determine how persistent they are. What's a goal that you strive for? And, kind of describe your approach to reaching that goal. So you can determine how persistent they are. Are they someone, once they get rejected, they're going to quit? Or are they someone that's going to keep making phone calls for you?
Okay.
Okay, so we only have 3 minutes left on the call. There's a bunch more to go through. I can share with you a bunch of different videos for you to review. I know you have this one coming up soon, so hopefully that gives you enough ammo to work with. But I encourage you to follow the steps of, introducing them to everybody, and then using that as a test later on. Hey, do you remember that person? And then asking these key questions to get insight. But before you get insight, frame the conversation.
Okay.
So those are the key takeaways that I want you to get out of it. Obviously, we can refine this a bit more. We're kind of crammed with time here.
Exactly. Yep. Is it possible, you see all those Word documents right there, Paulo?
Yeah. All these Word documents, I can send it over to you.
Yeah, can you forward those to me, please?
Yeah, sure thing.
Okay. Yep. And then, I appreciate it.
And then, as far as after you complete it, then I encourage you to use this report to grade their performance and be as objective about it as possible.
Okay.
Right? So just fill it out, and then it's going to give you a guideline on, oh, you know what? This is the best candidate for the role. And this is a report card that you can review with Jay as well.
Okay, definitely. That's good then.
Okay? And record the conversation. If you can have your phone next to you and just record everything, so you can just remember everything and reference that when you're making this, when you're doing your final report.
Sounds good, man.
Cool.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, let me know if you need anything else, and we can kind of expand this to another call and not have to cram everything.
Okay, definitely. I'll for sure follow up with you after a little bit later this afternoon.
All right. Good luck, Dwayne.
All right, thanks, man.
Bye-bye.